Joined now by Tina Griffin, the counterculture mom. Tina, thanks for joining us this week.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing out there in Wisconsin?
You sounded a little mafia. Hey, what's going on out there? You all
What's
right?
going on there? Hey.
So good to see you again, and we have a good story for everybody. We've got some what's Pixar up to, and then before we leave you, Mom and Dad, stick around for the whole segment because we've got some good news at the end of the program here. We're going to give you some really good tips on how to keep your kids entertained and some things that they can read all summer long that are very wholesome. But let's start by talking about Pixar.
Pixar Animation Studio, which is owned by Disney, surprise, surprise, just released a casting call looking for actors who can authentically portray a 14-year-old transgender girl to voice its first transgender character. Wow, something new and different. Unbelievable. 1 year ago, you guys might remember, Pixar introduced its first LGBTQ plus XYZ character, voiced by openly gay writer and actor Lena Waithe in the Oscar-nominated film Onward. So they went from that, now thinking they want to be trendy and hip and cool. This animation studio is causing more chaos by seeking out this new role, basically telling kids, if you want to be in hip and cool, get the cash, become a movie star in the making, you've got to live a transgender lifestyle and then promote it in feature films. It's chaotic.
Well, what's interesting about that is what you said, that they're not looking for actors. Pixar is not looking for the best voice actor. They're looking one that can convincingly. This is a stereotype. We got to get the trans people after Pixar that can convincingly portray a transgender person. Are you telling me, Pixar, that there are certain speech patterns, certain lispy attitudes, certain kinds of voicing that tell us somebody's transgender? Can you, Pixar? Are you able to determine who's trans by their voice? Because that seems to be what you're suggesting here.
That's about it. And they need to get flushed, just not flushed the way they want to be flushed. We need to flush them down the toilet, like literally them, Disney, and everybody else we've been talking about. Now, instead of just trying to make good family-friendly movies, like you said, that a majority of Americans want. We can see that they want that. Hollywood's focus is now on promoting what they consider diversity, really. Here's what's crazy and very scary. The Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences has now said that actors will no longer get Best Movies, Actors, and Production Staff awards unless the film has an acceptable representation of people of color and unrepresented groups, which includes LGBTQ. Now, hang tight. Here's where I have a beef. This blows my mind because what about Christians in film? They are hardly ever portrayed. They are very underrepresented, and that's what we want in films. However, when they're portrayed with a half a percentage they blaspheme Christ and our beliefs. It's ridiculous. This year's Oscars, Dr. Duke, blew my mind. It should show Hollywood. It's the lowest rated in history Oscar viewing. The award showed you an average of 9.8 million viewers for ABC last Sunday, 58% below the ratings for last year's show. When will they get a hint that we don't care about their anti-God, anti-family, anti-life, anti-American agenda? When will they care about the dollars? Because if we don't buy, they don't supply. The numbers prove that Americans are sick and tired of it, and we need to flush the Oscars and everything else that goes with it.
That is a huge drop, 58% down from about 23 million. That's a huge plummet.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned the portrayals of Christians, of course, in movies and film and TV. The one thing that would guarantee immediate Christian recognition is if you had a gay Christian, or you had a trans Christian, or you had a lesbian Christian. Those people would go to the front of the line, right? They would be immediately featured in movies. So these quotas, I think, are going to be the further death of entertainment. You're basically, what does it mean for history? I mean, what do you can't make historical movies now unless you diversify the cast in ways that is ahistorical. Right? How do you do a movie from 500 years ago? How do you do a Roman movie? How do you do a movie about World War I? How do you do these things? Having to have transgender representation in them. It doesn't make a lick of sense here. And yet that's what Hollywood's sticking to.
That's exactly it. And all of the work that you guys are doing at Freedom Project Media to expose the garbage that our young people are learning in schools today, well, that's why we have all these young filmmakers pushing this agenda. Had they been taught about pro-America, pro-God, pro-life values in schools, they wouldn't be pushing this junk down our throats 20 years later, now that they're out of school and in the film industry. Here is another aha thing. Scientifically, let's just look scientifically at what's going on here. Polls show that 0.6% of adults in America identify as transgender. 0.6, not 6%, not 60%, not 600%. And literally the media makes it look like 600%. Everybody is living this lifestyle. And Pixar's audience consists of very young moviegoers. That's why I'm very concerned, like you are, because they're pushing this lifestyle. GLAAD released a statement saying, quote, because children are so coming out at a younger and younger ages, they feel it's their job to provide kids to see kids like them on the big screen, end quote. Really? Maybe kids are coming out as younger and younger ages transgender because the media is pushing this down their throats and teaching them this stuff. In our app, the Counterculture Mom app, we recommend the Green Ember book series to read out loud with your kids. They're excellent. The series includes 4 books that are filled with tales of adventurous rabbits, daring quests, and beautiful storytelling. And read out loud with your kids, a great way to bond with them. The other one is you can buy issues of the Pockets magazine. That is coming back. I think it's fantastic. It's a 48-page devotional magazine for kids ages 6 to 12 to learn more about God's world and biblical themes. Even though it's been discontinued, you can still buy multiple issues at once. Excellent resources to pound in your kids' head so they can be pro-America, pro-God, pro-life.
Who needs Pixar and Disney when you've got actually books to read? That's going to, 20 years from now, we're going to look at the kids who know how to read books and those kids who were raised on Pixar, and we're going to know who's who, right? One's going to be happy, healthy, and productive. The other one are going to be fan dancing in some sleazy bar in New Orleans.
Download that Counterculture Mom app, you guys, because we want our kids to be leaders, not followers. And you're so right. The Pixar watcher-goer people are going to be working for the children that are reading these pro-America books. So download the Counterculture Mom app. We have a team of 20 people pounding out content every single day. This is just 3 alerts of the 18 that we pumped out in the last 4 days. And sign up for premium. Get this in your head. Share it with your families. Now or never is a time to win back America for God, family, and country. So let's go do this.